Hello, my sunflowers. How are you at the first of the year? Again, Happy New Year. I hope 2025 be nothing but a blessing. Okay.
Yes.
Now, with that being said, we hope and wish that you would subscribe to us. And we're trying to reach that 3,000. And you know, when we reach the 3,000, we're going to go 4,000 and 5,000. But nevertheless, we hope that you subscribe. Yes.
Like.
Yeah.
Comment.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we like.
Support.
I don't know why I had freezer burn. I don't know. My brain went. But nevertheless, please subscribe and like us. And if you get this far now in our videos, then that means you like us.
Yes.
Show us.
Thank you.
Thumbs up. Subscribe.
Yes. Become a sunflower.
Sunflowers. Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? We're back. And really, we want to talk about these fires. Mm-hmm. I didn't even, you know what? I know that when I grew up in a church, and they used to say people that were intercessors, they could feel what other people are going through. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, ever since this fire, I think Thursday or whenever it started, I didn't even record because this has been very sad for me. Very sad. Because I lived in California and I've lived in Vegas. And the reason why I left is because of the freaking earthquakes. Mm-hmm. I don't even understand how anybody can live under that. A, and B, I left because it was always fires. There was always fires going on. And with the earthquake and the fires, and they talking about a big flood, the thing is, in these places, California, they know these things. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, but people feel, what is the likelihood in this happening to me? I've had this house for 50 years. 50 years is nothing compared to $1 billion.
Yeah.
And then the house has been built on ever since the 19th century. Mm-hmm. And they built LA on swamps, not good soil. And it's only putting cables under the ground and all that. It's only a matter of time. However, that is what I thought.
Okay.
But then someone mentioned to me, and I'm going to come back and talk about it because I didn't have time. But someone mentioned to me that there are people starting fires. They got motorbikes with fire shoots out. Okay. And it would leave sparks. They saying that people did it. I don't know if that's true, that some of these fires were set deliberately. I don't know if that's true. Another thing, I'm going to have to search it out. I didn't have time to. And another thing they said is they want to make it an eco city. That's one of the cities that they want, like, everything is eco, like low energy. Oh. Everybody have those things on, what are they?
Solar panels.
Solar panels. They wanted to do that. And this is the second time I've seen a massive fire. Remember Mali? Mm-hmm. Right? And they doing it where it's affecting rich people. It's affecting them. Mm-hmm. Also, same thing in Maui.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the rich people got let me stop with the rich people. I'm talking about the very wealthy people. Mm-hmm. They probably didn't get touched. But the people that are rich in money, that got a couple of million, they probably suffered because you living in California and living in California. And what was the other place I just named?
Las Vegas.
No, I didn't say Las Vegas. Oh. California. Well, anyway, in New York, living in California and living in New York, they're expensive. In certain places you live in Florida, these are meccas. And I think that they just trying to do a new thing. And it saddens me to think that There are wicked people that will do that because they want to make a move. And the only way you can do it is clean up. And so when someone said they were setting the fires, they begin to say things like, you notice it didn't affect the trees.
Mhm.
I'm like, really? I had to go back and look. Trees are still standing.
Interesting. When all the videos we see is the fires.
You see the houses, but you may see the tops of them, but the trees, look, when you pull it up. So that's what I felt. So I don't know if these fires are started or for me, after going through something that is so traumatic and my heart really aches, going through that, it is so dramatic. And yet to hear people say, I'm ready to build again, then it's well worth it. It's like living in California. It's well worth it. And do you know, a lot of people aren't going to be able to get their houses rebuilt because I know these companies are going to be funny acting, paying back this money. And even if you do, they got so much to do. So you're going to be homeless for a good while. I mean, without your home. They got to clean it up. They got to do. And this is the thing. Also, I thought about, you know, a lot of people said, my house was spared. How you going to feel coming home and your house is the only one and everybody else is just about as gone? I wouldn't want to go back there. Would you?
No.
You couldn't sell it? When you go out, all you are reminded of is this is what happened. I couldn't live there.
Yeah. The one thing I have to say about it all is that the fact that even though this was like literally on the coastline and they probably could have, I'm not sure if salt water is going to do something different to fire, but I find it very questionable that we see people out on their rooftops, hosing down their rooftops.
Speaking of that,
trying to save their house.
Yes.
And then the police, the firemen are just like, there's no water. Oh, I wonder why. People are trying to be selfish and save their house.
And speaking of the Kardashians.
Oh, yes. Talking about
how many gallons of water that they spend, that they use.
I could look that up.
That's ridiculous.
Yes. Well over the limit, and the governor didn't do anything. It's not
even it was astronomical. And it's like they would save their property.
Yes.
I mean, I don't blame them at all. But that's what money do. Money make you don't care about those other houses. You should have thought about, we could water it, but that's not, they watered. What did it say? How many gallons?
232,000.
What?
Yes, excess gallons.
200?
Yes, 200,000. Yes, over the limit that they were well required.
And they didn't even care.
No.
And knowing that it's a water shortage.
And Chloe was at 101,000.
And what was Kim?
Kim was 230.
Ooh, so it was more than 200?
Yeah, Kim was at 232.
And Chloe?
101.
And the mother?
Let me see.
They all did it. Yeah, I'm sure they all did it. They should be fined.
Yeah, for real.
They should be fined. What? Pay back the money for all that water you use. That's what I feel. Or be fined. Give them a fine, $5,000 for breaking the law. Something.
Yeah, for real. It doesn't say anything about Kris Jenner, but definitely the fact that
they all lived together. If it was the fact that Chloe, then it had to affect the mom in some degree.
Yeah, you're right. Because
she lived right next door to her mother. So what is it to come out and you see that? And then it got to be built. And so Chloe lost her house or just some of it?
No, it's just that her house was burnt down.
Is there any way you could show? How can that don't sound right?
It didn't sound right because I couldn't find any information about Kim losing her house.
No, just put in, did Khloe Kardashian lose her home? I don't think any of the Kardashians lost their home. With all that water, how could they?
Well, I think that's what they was using over the years or within a...
No, this is about this fire, I believe. So do they not? Well, why are you looking up there?
Okay.
So anyway, they're trying to make eco cities. And what is that? Energy that work like on natural resources. They're really trying to clean up the air. And California is probably one of those cities. I don't know for sure. I have to do research. And if you do, I hope I'm bringing some news to you that you can look up. They're trying to do this in certain cities as a tester. So the world is changing. And the way we did things, they want to be solar, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, do you?
No. Well, seems like it's
that seemed like it's natural, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, maybe it was just one article because it seems like in other articles.
No, if that was, I think we would have known way more about that. I don't believe her house was burned down at all.
The only article that's claiming that is E! News. So any other
E! Entertainment?
Yeah, that's what they say. Every other news article doesn't mention anything about her house burning down.
Well,
so it's questionable.
It's questionable. I hope not.
Yeah, because you're right. That would make sense because even though they have a very huge compound, so it would just be kind of suspicious that one of them loses their house and
no one else was affected. The fire stopped there. That doesn't sound right to me. But what do I know? Yeah. So, what else I can say about it? So that's the gist of what I heard. I just heard that, that it was premeditated, and maybe not all, but people were caught. Someone was caught going in and putting little fires everywhere. I think that's horrible.
That is.
And shame on you, and bad luck and bad karma. You got darkness all over you because they haven't mentioned how many lives were lost.
No, so far the toll is up to 24
lives.
Yep, lost.
And just one life in this is too much.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, how many cars?
Yes.
How many homes, furniture, valuables? These people lost everything. And it's a travesty. And I just needed to take some time and really think about this because I have been grieved over this. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even know what to say. And baby Crone, please just play pictures the whole time.
I also
videos, just be paying them, please.
I will. I also feel bad for the pets that people talk about. Yeah.
I can cry about that because I don't know what it's like to have a fire. I don't want to know, but I know what it's like to be burned. Okay? And
yeah.
That's all I got. I'm just saddened. And I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to go. I want to do some research because I was just given this news. And I said, you know what? I got to talk about it. I can't put it off another day.
Yeah.
Baby Crone, you've been mentioning it. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
I've been really saddened over this.
Yeah, it just wouldn't feel right to read on Hollywood and not talk about the fact that Hollywood is burning. So because of that, I felt like I should briefly mention it to pay some respect.
Let me do a quick reading on Hollywood.
Yes, please do. Because literally,
is Hollywood, are they trying to burn down Hollywood? Did the sign burn down?
Nope, that was just a hoax.
Oh, okay.
It would have been really significant and symbolic if it definitely did burn down, though.
I've seen that Hollywood sign too. It's not as glamorous as you. It just looked old at the time I seen it. It's big. It's not that big though. It's just sitting up on a hill. It needs to be dated. When I seen it was years ago, and it was beat up. And I can say this: when I went to Vegas, Vegas. I lived in Vegas, and I used to stay up in California too. I would have moved to California, but because of the earthquakes, they were horrendous. And you just never knew. You just never knew. You feel it under you. That's the craziest. And if you wanted to run, where?
Yeah.
Things falling. And at this time I was in an apartment complex and I can hear my ceiling go. I heard it. And my neighbor said, don't worry, because they make these shockproof or earthquake-proof. I don't know. And
Yeah, I
then
don't
they
know.
had, and they always was been having fires. So that's why I don't understand why so many people are shocked. And everybody knows that they've been talking about a disaster coming to California. Even in my readings, even other astrologers, card readers, psychics, prophets has been saying something this big is going to happen this year. Something is coming. Brace yourself.
And that was just the start.
And this is just the start. And it's so curious that you hear people saying, I didn't take it seriously. I'm like, I just took, I didn't even take all that. I thought,
yes, there's so many fires.
and what about the person that stayed? What about the person that stayed in their house?
Yes, that.
And they got out, right?
Yes, they did get out.
And the flames were just at their door.
Yeah, no.
And there is a blogger. What's his name? I want to mention his name, but I can't remember him. Anyway, he was caught up in it, even though his apartment wasn't burned. But he said he lived close to the mountain and he made it, him and his dog. And he is so distraught.
Yes, Sebastian. Yes.
Sebastian, prayers going up for you.
Yes.
We are so sorry that, he's like an intercessor. Even though he was spared, he is grieving for the loss. He gives us a feedback on what's not him, but just because he was right there at an evacuation. He said that he had just got finished taking his dog for a walk. And when he came back, had he not taken the dog for a walk, he wouldn't have known. And I'm just, you know what? These are times where you just have to say, I thank the Almighty Creator of the universe for blessings. And I don't even know. I just thank for me or whoever, because there's so many people that are not thanking God right now.
And if they are thanking him for the wrong reasons. Thank you for sparing me in my house. Anyway,
right. But what can you do?
Yeah, hey.
I honestly, if I saw some of these places was rubble, and if I had to come outside my door and look at that,
yes, and relive that,
I couldn't do it. I could see if it was one house, but I got 3 and 4. I don't know.
So maybe you're the only house saved on the block.
Oh, that's a ghost town for me. I couldn't stay there.
Yeah, honestly.
I would just try to figure out someplace else to go. I would shut my house down, turn off everything, and I would just go and live in an apartment.
This is honestly a good reminder, because actually, weirdly enough, I've been seeing this book going around on TikTok towards the end of the year last year. It was talking about like survival, like what's doing different, all of these cases in case of an emergency. And now I'm actually curious, sitting here, what did they have anything in that survival book to tell you what to do in case of a fire? I mean, they always I'm almost the Palisades fire has kind of gotten me nervous to the point where I'm starting to think, I'm just like, you know what? They always tell you, have a to-go bag with all the things you need.
And I don't.
So that way it's just a quick grab. But then when you think about it, sometimes you need personable things in there. Like if you think about like your keys, your wallet, some other things that you might want to like change out and exchange.
If you have to take pills, what about birth control pills?
Exactly. You
What
have to restock
about
that.
What about Rolaids? Your license, your whatever. It's so much. How do you pack in a panic?
Exactly. That's why
But that's my point. When I was in California, that's how I felt. I felt nervous, especially when I got caught up in a really bad earthquake. Oh my God. And then my 2 friends got killed on a motorcycle. I was fit to be tired. I said, I can't live like this. It was just too scary. Beautiful place, both Vegas and California. But to live there, I would love to. The weather is to die for in both places. But I Same thing with Florida. I want to move to Florida, but that's another slighted spot.
Before that becomes the new
And
Atlantic
then you
City.
remember that hotel, that big apartment building that sunk because of the crack and the water got in or something, and it wasn't built correctly or whatever. And a lot of people died. That was several years ago.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that.
Yeah. And that was less than 10 years ago. So I just want to live in a place that's safe.
Yeah.
But it's always something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any safe places.
No, there's no
good weather.
That's true. There's no safe place on Earth. Let's.
It's got to be someplace.
Yeah, someplace that us non-elites don't know.
I know we are not elitists.
No.
Not at all.
We don't know where that is.
But maybe one day you will be.
Oh, I would sure love to know. But
You will be. You will be. You'll be one of the rich.
Well, did you want to pull a card on?
Oh, I supposed to be reading on. I was getting ready to say, and thank you, thank you for showing up. So, what was it that I was going to read?
You wanted to know about like the future of Hollywood.
Oh, the future.
Yes.
The future.
What's
Okay.
it planned? Are they going to recover?
What is the state of Las Vegas as we Los Angeles as we speak? Nine of Cups, very emotional. There are people that's just at a loss. That's just at a loss. At a loss. Just arms folded, all this emotion. I see, California is still, it's in grief. It's in mourning. It's mourning. Okay. I see a King of Swords. And I may be wrong or I'm misinterpreting my cards. I see here the state is mourning. Also, I see a figurehead that they looking to get things done. This is somebody in power that they're looking to get things done and looking to blame. However, people have been scattered. Many thousands has been scattered. And I see the Finks. And this is judgment. And yes, they are going to build Vegas up again. It won't be the same because they probably want it different. They probably want something different. Definitely. Right now, it's just a dark time. And it's going to be that way for a while. Because you got to get used to the disaster, the destruction that has taken for you. And I'm sure for many people, it was like the end of the world.
Yeah, a lot of people called it an apocalyptic.
It looked like it was apocalyptic because that's one of the signs of the apocalypse is fires, raging fires. And even though I don't want to sound like a fatalist and I don't want to sound like a pessimist, but brace yourself because we don't know what's coming. Mm-hmm. But we know that we're in trial. And this is also America's time to go through what?
Their Saturn return.
The United States is going through her Saturn return. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, things are going to straighten out, but I really, it's going to cost money. And I'm seeing that a lot of people are going to have to walk away because they're not going to be able to afford to rebuild. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I see that. And I see people in turmoil and trouble balancing out money, having to figure out where they're going to stay, what kind of hotels. Prayers going up for these people. Please. And it's so wonderful to see actors come on and share their feelings and how they feel about it.
Could you pass me the fan?
I don't know where it's at.
right there in front of your cards. Your fan.
Oh, I just said my phone.
Oh.
Oh, so that's what I see. I see it's a power. I see one strong power here. I see the Hermit, and I also see Judgment. It seems like it doesn't seem Judgment in that sense. I just think they're just trying to start a new beginning, and that's what I think. I think they're trying to start a new beginning and they want to do something new.
Mhm.
I don't know how true it is, but I promise you, I will be back to talk about it. Baby Crone and I, we're going to get real deep with it, okay? But in the meantime, Hollywood or Los Angeles is in great mourning.
Yes.
That's what the cards are saying. And they're looking to their leaders to help.
Yes. That reminds me of, I forget which reading it was or what we were talking about in that video. But you had gotten a channeled message talking about Weep for America.
I did. I got so sad. I saw something coming. And what did I say?
Weep for America. Not for us. Us Americans will be weeping, but the world would weep for America as well.
And they seeing this. You know, do you know how many people in the world dream to go to Hollywood? Now it's just not fit for visitors. Certain parts, not in the Las Vegas, Los Angeles. I'm sure other outskirts.
Yeah.
California is huge. It's long.
Yep, it's a strip.
And it's all coastal. So you see, they're in for disasters. But I guess my thing is, when you live where you live, and you know you're taking a chance.
Yes.
So if you choose to live there, I feel sorry for the poor that was born there and never going to leave, never going to get out, never. I don't even know life without California. The poor, the homeless. Think about all of this. This is a travesty, people, but I don't have to tell you because you already know. And the cards are saying right now, not California, the state is just discombobulated. People jobs. I don't think they're going to be making any movies anytime soon in Hollywood.
Yeah. I heard a very popular school that they use for recording in Hollywood a lot got burnt down. So
really,
yeah, that's one Hollywood.
A school?
Yeah, apparently they used a public high school.
For what?
Sometimes to record, I guess, school scenes in. They used that particular school, and yeah, it had burnt down.
And I wonder have any lots where they film on. Who knows? It's sad.
Oh, yeah.
I see a journey. And right now, this is a journey for all those that has gotten caught up in it. And I gonna say it, those that is the only house or the only two houses, and you have to live around that, I don't know how, because I couldn't do it. I don't know. I would have to come home. I would stay with my mom. I don't know. I get an apartment. I couldn't live and what I couldn't. Yeah. They would have to clean it up. No more neighbors. I used to talk to Kim over there, and I used to talk to Bob Jones down the street, and they all gone. I can't walk my little dog no more. No, I couldn't live there.
Yes.
And that's what I'm looking at. The aftermath.
Yes.
And it's still burning, they tell me. Is it still burning, really?
Yes. And what I just found out, speaking of lots, because I did remember reading an article.
But they on a journey.
Yes, apparently the Malibu Labor Studios, which is where Doja...
That's what I just asked you, when any of the studios burnt down.
Yeah, where Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj both recorded their albums that burnt down.
I just asked that. So, but from what I understand, all of this is done because they want to start making eco cities. What they call run on what? Solar. I get it.
They really should. I mean, definitely the Kardashians definitely have a very terrible carbon footprint. So anything to reduce what the Kardashians put down, as well as celebrities that feel like the Kardashians and they just do whatever they want.
Because they got the money to do it.
Mhm.
I couldn't even afford at this stage in my life to pay for that kind of water. I would scream at my water bill. Honestly.
For real.
I don't know, but that's money, and they protecting their property, and I can't be mad about that. But as far as the Kardashians, let's see how they're holding up through all of this. Let me draw a card out for them. Kardashians. What was that thing I said? By the flick of my thumb, I'll tell you what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
Cold. What that mean? They're insensitive.
Mm-hmm.
They're insensitive. They're cold. They're just thinking of themselves. They just cold. When it comes down to this, they're on self-preservation.
Mm-hmm.
A part of me, I do understand that.
Right, I do understand.
There's a part of me, but they're like solitude. Like they doing this. They're isolated up in them hills in Calabasas. They isolated. But the cards here is saying that they are being selfish. They were selfish. They wasn't caring about anyone but themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the cards say. And it says that right now, the state of California, especially LA area and whatever else, is on a journey for a change. All of this is about the change. And it's so weird that it hit and went through California. And you're saying it's still burning.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have the water.
No, they don't have the water.
So are they going to get water from other states?
I don't know what the governor is going to do about this lack of water problem.
Why don't they just take a hose, filter the water out the ocean?
Let's see if salt water will...
It's water.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
I don't think salt catch on fire. It eventually melt when it's hot.
That's true.
It may leave a residue. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Of course. Mm-hmm. There was a reason. Salt water corrodes.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I said that.
Mm-hmm. Firefighting equipment, it may harm ecosystems.
I can understand that. But what I don't understand, can't they take out the salt?
Oh, yeah. That I mean,
they should think about stuff like that.
That's where exactly. They should really think about a water reserve for cases like this.
For cases like this, not all the time. Let's not take them. Yeah. Let's not take it now. We're losing fish.
Yeah.
You know, every now and then I like a little piece of baked fish or fried fish. So, give me a little trout or what is it that I eat? Cod. And you like
tilapia.
And we're not big fish eaters.
No, it's pretty much those three fish: cod, tilapia, and
it's another one that I can't think of. Cod and salmon.
Oh,
I don't eat salmon. I'm allergic, but I eat the rest. But I'm not a big fish eater. So, as I said, this is my reading, and I see California right now is on a journey of healing. It's going to take, my mind said, months before we see a dent.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a lot of cleaning. Your average person can't go out there and clean. You need to dress up properly for that.
Yes.
And the Kardashians, the card said they were cold and insensitive. Mm-hmm. They were just thinking about them and theirs.
Yes.
So, and that's all I have. So I will be back. I'm going to talk about this some more. I'm going to go in more detail. But right now, California is grieving. Yes. Not the whole state, but mainly where it has affected And even if I lived in the state of California and it didn't hit me, I would still be worried.
Mm-hmm.
Would you?
Yes, I would.
I still would be worried. And I want to know how many people are going to stay there after that.
That's a good question.
I'm sure many will leave because, it's expensive to live there.
Mm-hmm.
And many won't have jobs. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it, me talking about it.
Yes.
Give you my 2 cents and, well, not 2 cents, my $20 worth of information. And I'm going to do definitely a deep dive on this. Look out for it. It'll be one day this week. I just need to get down and get and study and get this there to you because there's some things I really want to know and I want to dig into them. So if you know about these things and you talk about it, please make a comment, please, because I'm going to go a deep dive, especially when they said they cut the person riding through, I think they said on a motorbike that has sparks or fire. I'm like, are you kidding me? And they caught people doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel
They literally woke up that day and chose violence, for real.
How could anybody possibly have any peace? How?
I don't know.
It's no peace in this.
No.
At all. I don't know. Hurting someone to this degree. What about the elderly? The animals? Horses?
Yeah.
Dogs, cats?
Yeah.
Mountain lion? I don't know.
Poor Mother Earth, period. That's a lot of smoke going into our atmosphere. And it's not just going to be California that's going to be affected. That's going to circulate through our atmosphere. And we're going to have some more global effects after that.
That's true. But we're going to get more into it, aren't we, baby?
Yes, we are.
So we thank you. We just wanted to come in, talk about it, read a little bit on it, to let you know California is in mourning. Mm-hmm. So sorry about that. The computer went out. So as in conclusion of this for now, Hollywood, California, LA area, particularly, they're in mourning. And it's sad. And that's all I have to say. And we send them love and sunflowers and peace and healing, even though it don't mean anything. But because it's coming from our heart, and it's reaching out to all of you out there. And Sebastian, we wish you nothing but the best. Even though you wasn't affected by it, this has traumatized you. And my girl, you keep going. Mm-hmm. We love you. It's been hard for you, but you keep us informed. Thank you. Yes. And with that being said, sunflowers.